We've got Daniel here, I think wins the award for the person who's come the furthest today, although I suspect Neil will be the person who will go the furthest by some strange coincidence.
Why is that?
Are you ready? Because he's going back to Dorset.
Is he? Right. Good evening. My name's Daniel Harvey. I work in a school in Birmingham. Although I did come from around here, I got exiled to Birmingham a long time ago. Similar to Teacher Tweaks, my presentation is actually, you're going to get, is it the brave of me or stupid? I'm going to do the same presentation to our staff tomorrow, and then you're going to tell me if it's any good or not, and I'm going to change it. Because we are going to implement, similar to your idea, Debbie, action research as CPD model. And that little picture there is what the staff will get and start planning their process. The reason why it's a collaboration is, like any idea, I've stolen it off of several people like David Weston, who are here later on. I've taken his ideas, Carol Davenport, I've taken her ideas, even Helene, I've taken your ideas as well. One of the things I wanted to show people is teachers have always been asked for impact. Our staff are always coming up with ideas. Those are in the last 12 months, those are the 3 teachers I've worked with who wanted to come to me and ask me to do some stuff. So using Socrative with iPads, PE teacher wanted to do blogging, which is pretty amazing. If you know him, I used to teach him a long time ago. And Sarah, who's a young MFL teacher, wants to do blogging with a French school to increase participation between students so they could talk a different language. And they come to me because they want to blog. What I'm going to do back to them is this type of process, we're going to turn it into an action research process. So rather than say, oh, it was good, or I felt it was good, or kids were engaged, without any rigor. There you go, Helene. We're going to actually say what we did, how we might do it differently, and try and put some evidence, even if it's qualitative or quantitative, to it. I am stealing that quote from the ResearchEd website and putting it on for tomorrow. One of the other things that I'd like to persuade staff to do is that we've tried action research twice in the last 18 months, and it's really bombed. I mean, bombed so badly, mainly because I don't understand it. They don't understand what the purpose is, they don't understand what they're trying to achieve by it, and therefore they don't understand that even other schools might be doing it and what the benefit might be for them themselves as professionals. So part of what I've got to do is very quickly persuade them that it's a valid thing for them to take part in. I just saw that as a good quote from David's website, so we'll pass that. So this is what they're going to be given, a process. And in that process, although I've designed it on a, oh gosh, this actually works, sorry, I should be using this. This process is very simple, straightforward, and it's actually very similar, I would imagine, to yours, Debs. What we're going to do is we're going to put them into coaching groups, and the guy who does teaching and learning has already put people into groups of 4 or 5. And we're going to ask them to come up with a common observation in their classes, something that there's an issue that they can all address together. And as somebody's pointed out, which students they might be and in what particular context. The key piece of information I took from Carol Davenport would be they have to turn that into a question. So at the end of tomorrow's session, they're going to turn that into a research question. Now, I put at the bottom, that's an example one, can the use of digital learning improve the quality of homework? That's something I'm going to work on. Can the use of iPads improve learning and teaching in a school? That's something I've got some data on. Give them some examples. And then what they're going to do is, similar to your plan about going away and reading, which I might go and give them, so they have to go and plan their intervention, decide what they're going to do, decide how they're going to manage it. One of the things that the staff will need in our school is they'll probably need a little bit of help later on at deciding the methodology. How are they going to collect evidence? Rather than just chat generally about engagement, how are they going to show that that particular intervention worked? And then get them to think about the timings. This process we're doing is actually a dry run for a bigger thing. Because it's bombed, and to take your idea, Debbie, because we have 2 or 3 things we'd like to achieve something quite substantial in the school. We're going to give them a dry run, except they don't know that. So don't include that, Leon, in the broadcast, yeah? But they're going to have a dry run, so they understand what it is they've got to do, because they're then going to be producing pieces of work in line with the objectives of the school. And then they've got their evidence. They're going to write out what happened. And what I'm going to do is then collect the evidence and stick it on a blog, stick it in a newsletter. We're going to do a similar thing to Debbie's, where they are going to present it maybe in like a marketplace that Tom Sharrington has, or our own kind of mini teach meet in school. And we're going to create our own blog about that. Just to tell you that these types of things is useful. That is something that I made. Oh, behave. That's something that is the result of my work that I did in my school last year in implementing iPads across different curricular areas. There's a 5-step process to try to support our staff, which is something I'm trying to do this year. And then we've done 2 sessions already, trying to get as many staff as possible to get students to the yellow wheel rather than being stuck on the red wheel. And some of the other projects I'm trying to do this year, just generally, we're starting off a BYOD sixth form project, where 2 classes of sixth formers are bringing in their own device, smartphone or tablet, and myself and the head of geography, who teaches an A-level geography club, we're going to see if we can integrate that into teaching and learning into the school properly. We've got an eco project going on where I've planned 5 days of impact days, where we have days where, similar to Dartmouth's, where we shut down the curriculum, and then we're going to do some mass gardening program linking into 5 different departments, and there's a good plan for it. The gardeners come up with the plan, but we're going to do that. The PE department have gone mad for blogging once that's worked. Digital leaders. We're 12 months into digital leaders. Digital leaders have been a big success for us. They've helped us launch many initiatives and got that working, so we need to do some more work on that. And I'm going to steal the primary transition project, because that's one of the things I have to do all the time. So thank you very much.
If you don't follow Daniel on Twitter, Daniel Harvey 9, you should. His Teach Meet Brum, TM Brum, being its 4th incarnation next time.
TM Brum at Christmas.
TM Brum at Christmas, okay.
2nd of December.
Okay, no plugs there. But a really, really good Teach Meet. Really good principles behind it. Lots of interesting stuff comes out there.